Can you give us a brief description of your career so far?
I knew I wanted to do something where I worked with people, and I'd always had a real interest in science, and physiotherapy really just combined the two together really nicely. I had always wanted to undertake a master's in physiotherapy. I saw it as being something that really helped you develop expertise and things. So I went and spent a year at home, and having travelled for 2 years and not really done any continuing professional development, I was, it was the biggest learning curve of my life. I worked so hard. So I was really fortunate to get a job working as a self-employed associate with a lot of other clinicians who'd completed a master's degree, and then decided that I'd always had, I guess a thought process about opening my own clinic. And I was fortunate to meet Andrew Willett. So from there, we started Pure about 18 years ago, and we've grown from what I say is 3 rooms and a corridor to the 7 clinics that we have now.
What would you say your biggest challenge has been up to today?
Well, you would expect anybody at this point to say that the biggest challenge is steering a business and staff through a global pandemic. But I have to say, one of the biggest advantages of being a bigger organisation is the team work that, the team that you work with, because you lean on each other and you rely on each other and you don't have to do everything yourself. Some of the most challenging times in my career were the early days of Pure, when the small group of managers or leaders that we had were really doing everything. So we were jack of all trades. I can remember, coming in at 7 a.m. in the morning to open up the clinic, make sure we were ready for the day and things, treating patients all day, and then hosting a continuing professional development session in the evening, and leaving the clinic at 11 o'clock at night after packing up all the chairs and the equipment from the event and things. And there was some, really challenging in terms of, often being really tired and often having, just a lot of things that you needed to do. But there were also some really good aspects of that in terms of everybody really feeling like they were, going in the same direction and trying to achieve the same sorts of things as well.
What has been your biggest career highlight to date?
I can honestly say I've been really lucky. I've had some amazing opportunities and some amazing experiences. Because a highlight must have been being asked to go and speak at a conference in Val d'Isere, where we also had a massive opportunity to do some amazing skiing and things as well. And I've also had an opportunity to work with some fantastic people, a lot of people, both from a clinical perspective as patients, but also to help some clinicians really grow and develop in their clinical skills and abilities. And I have to say that is what gives me my biggest sense of satisfaction.
So who has inspired you along your journey?
This is a question that I think about a lot, because we tend to think about people being inspirational when they are role models. So people that we aspire to be like, or that we want to emulate and things. But in fact, I have to say that for me, the biggest forms of support, and it's perhaps a little different from inspiration, have come from the people who have been there behind me saying, you can do this. 2 of those people definitely have to be my parents. And I guess I was brought up never to doubt that I could do or achieve really anything that I wanted to, as long as I put in the hard work and the effort.
What would be your main bit of advice for women who are at the beginning of their careers?
Always volunteer to take on additional roles and responsibilities. It's a really important way of differentiating yourself from everybody else. It shows that you're willing to work hard, that you're willing to take a chance, that you're willing to do something different. It introduces you to people who aren't necessarily part of your straightforward career structure. And I know that for me, that those things have provided huge opportunities. So engaging with committees outside, within the profession of physiotherapy, have provided me with teaching and lecturing opportunities and things. I think the other thing is, it's that don't see your career as only a linear sort of progression, that actually sometimes you do need to step sideways in order to move forwards with your career, or you need to take an opportunity that you may not see it as being directly linked to where you want to go, but it opens and it exposes you to new people and new opportunities and things. You can't just sit back and wait for it to happen. You've got to go out there and sort of take the opportunities that are given to you.
Thank you so much for answering my questions today and just giving us a bit of insight into your career and your advice It's just been so valuable, and I think a lot of people really benefit from it, so thank you.
You're welcome. Pleasure.